I'd been looking for a cordless pump for a long time, something I could use in my handyman business, and I found this one at Harbour Freight the other day, and it has a feature that almost no other pumps have. We're going to check it out today. Hey guys, Toolman Tim here. Welcome back to the workshop where we create community, find freedom, promote preparedness, and share success. Back with another gear review for you. Real quick, if you want to know more about me, toolmantim.co. Run by there, you'll find everything out that you need to know. Okay guys, so first off, I'm a Canadian. We don't have Harbour Freight in Canada, but every time I go to the States, I bring me back a bunch of Harbour Freight gear. And the one that caught my eye this time that I had to get home and test out is this Bauer 20-volt cordless pump. There's a lot of times in my handyman business that I need a pump that'll just clear a bit of water out, whether it's a toilet that has water in it or a tub that's full of water, maybe a rain barrel that's plugged up, whatever it is, small areas. And I don't want to have to fish out and use a long extension cord to run it. So this thing caught my eye. What do I like about it? Let's give you the rundown. It's got a 4.4 star rating out of 150 reviews on the Harbour Freight website, which is about par for the course. It runs on the standard Bauer 20-volt batteries. It has an in and out right here, which are standard hose connections. Thank you very much for that. It comes with this 6-foot suction hose with reinforced ribbing on the inside, brass connections, made really well. It comes with a filter foot, which is just a press fitting right there on the rubber. Makes it really nice for going on if you're, say, sucking up a rain barrel, for instance, just so you don't get the debris. It has a really cool see-through glass window right there so you can see the impeller. And I thought, well, that seems kind of foolish. But what ended up happening was, as I was pumping out my hot tub, of course the hose was out in the back alley so the water would run down. I wasn't sure if it was running or not. So you just peer in the sight glass and you can tell. Comes with a second rubber impeller. I always love it when companies give you just a little extra bonus for it. Has a really nice rubber coated or waterproof power on, power out switch. Sorry. Water resistant cover for the battery in the back. Now I mentioned it has a feature that most other cordless pumps don't have. And this is what set it apart for me. And for $99.99 USD, and they usually have a deal where you save a little bit if you buy a battery and charger combo. But for $100 American, bare tool for a cordless pump, I was set. But check this out. It also comes with this. This thing will run on DC, 20-volt battery, or AC, 120 volt, plug it in the wall. Right there, it has what you would call, looks like a microphone connection, and it plugs right into the back, right there. So you got battery here, power right there, and when you put the battery in, it covers over that, so you can't accidentally have both plugged in. I don't know what would happen. That would be a bad day. Pump weighs 3.5 pounds. It has a full suction height pull of 6 feet. So what that means is, in theory, it should give you full suction at 6 feet high. It has a zero suction height of 45 feet. That means that at 45 feet, you won't even get a trickle. Just below that, you'll get a trickle. So somewhere in between, you're still going to get some lift up to 45 feet. Haven't tested that yet, but it worked fine in the hot tub at about a 4-foot lift. Now, it claims it gets about 325 gallons per hour. Now, I'm sure that's at basically 2-inch lift and straight out. And I have no doubt that it will do that. Now, for me, I had about a 3 to 4 foot lift coming out of the hot tub. And I tested it. I'm going to show you all this real-world footage here in a few minutes. I did some temperature testing, some sound testing, and just some flow testing. About 4 feet high, I got about half flow rate. It filled a 5-gallon bucket in about 90 seconds. So if my calculations are right, that's a little over 200 gallons per hour. Not bad at all. Now this would have taken about 2 hours to completely clean out my hot tub. It is what it is. I didn't buy it for that, but I wanted to test it with that. So let's cut to some footage of some of the testing I did with it this weekend. I'll show you what it is. We'll come back here. We'll wrap up.
Okay, so here you can hear the noise that makes. 79 decibels, if you could see that. Here's the flow coming out of the hose. I was impressed. So, 5-gallon bucket, started filling it. You're not going to have to watch the whole thing, but 90 seconds to fill. So I was fairly impressed. I'm happy with the flow rate that came out of that. Like I said, not bad at all. There you go, just over 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And look at this. This was my biggest thing I was impressed with. I was getting really good spray out of a standard hose nozzle, which means you could use this for watering your plants out of, IBC tote or a rain barrel without needing any power whatsoever. I love that. Charge it with solar and then just use this. I mean, it wasn't as good as straight out of the house, but it was definitely serviceable. And finally, here is the look at the electric setup. Impressive all around.
So what are the drawbacks? Well, like I said, the biggest one, honestly, is the sound. The thing is, it has a really annoying high-pitched kind of squeal, and that's partly to do with the fact that it's not a submersible pump. Right at the pump itself, I registered around 79 to 80 decibels, so it was a bit bothersome. It wasn't horrible, but it was a bit bothersome if you're going to be running it for an hour or two. The dogs didn't like it. But what I love about Harbour Freight is they don't pretend to be Milwaukee. They don't pretend to be DeWalt. They cater to, in the words of Wrangler Star, the professional homeowner, which is fine. You know you're not getting DeWalt quality or Milwaukee quality, but it's still really, really good. Now here's the thing. They compare this to a comparable Milwaukee pump on their website, which is twice the price, $200. And they're right. The Milwaukee is a more powerful pump. But I think they do themselves a bit of a disservice because the Milwaukee pump is just a straight battery pump. They don't brag about the really cool feature of having both types of power. Now, battery's great for portability, but if you need to run it for a couple of hours, who doesn't love having the option of extra AC power? I'm a big fan of 2 is 1, 1 is none, and 3 is a guarantee. Here's the thing. Multiple power sources is always a good idea. If you're off-grid and you can charge your batteries with solar, use battery. But if you got to run it for a while, why put that extra stress on your batteries? Plug it into the wall and let it run. Either way, I think this supersedes a lot of those other cordless pumps that are out there, and I think Harbour Freight should be doing a better job of advertising that because I love that feature. I didn't even know it was a feature till I went to the store and saw it. There's a link in the description below. I don't have any affiliation with Harbour Freight. I'd love to be in their affiliate program. We'll see. We'll get to that down the road. But if you're looking at picking it up, check it out or go by the Harbour Freight site. They always have a ton of coupons. All right, guys. If you want to support me, hit that subscribe button. Stick around. Become part of the community. We've got a Telegram group. We've got a podcast 3 times a week. Introduce yourself in the comments or come by the Telegram group and let us know who you are. All right, guys, that's it for me. So as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a great week.